Welcome back to episode 46 of WCAT Chats. I'm Nathan Raju. Alongside here is Palmer Ruth and Alex Carter. We're joined here by two special WCATs. Go ahead and introduce yourself and tell the viewers and listeners a little bit about you guys.
I'm Regal. I'm a senior and I play football and lacrosse.
I'm Mason Theis. I'm a junior and I also play football and lacrosse.
So you guys have a young season. Started earlier this week, 1-2. You guys have scored a lot of goals so far, and you guys have some pretty important games coming up. What are you guys expecting to see?
We definitely have to lock in for this next game on Thursday because Whitfield and Holy Innocents, they actually matter for playoffs when we play them. So even though we started off with 2 losses and 1 win against Pope on Saturday, we just need to focus in for Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Our defense has been playing really well together. I think coming from 2 offensive players, the offense needs to start working together more and help out the defense because they're locking it down on their side, so we got to help out on our side.
And you mentioned it in your intro, both play football and lacrosse. What is it like, you play both your seasons at Alfred E. Thompson Stadium, but is there anything that kind of translates between both the games?
Yeah, I'd say it's a pretty similar fan base. I think people definitely love to come out for the football games, but in the springtime, there's not really like a football environment, so I think most students also consider lacrosse to kind of fill that football void. So they can come out, cheer, have fun, and just hang out with everyone during lacrosse games.
I think both football and lacrosse have a good balance of fun and seriousness. Both of them, you have your time to have fun and joke around with the team, but then we know when we go into the locker room, it's time to lock in and go out there and get the job done.
Yeah, so let's get to know a little bit more about you guys on a more personal level. How did you guys get into lacrosse? Kind of how did that start for you at a young age?
I used to play both baseball and lacrosse, and then when it became kind of too much to do both, my older brother played lacrosse, so I kind of just stuck with lacrosse because of him, and then I started to really like it and started playing things like Surge and C2C, this old travel team. I've been playing since I was really young.
Yeah, my dad played lacrosse at Providence College, so he got me into it young. I think around 4th or 5th grade, and ever since then I've just been playing club, playing travel, played every year Westminster is allowed. So I've been around lacrosse for a while.
And going back to last year, you guys won the state title. So what was that like? And then also, are there some expectations for this year? You guys feel like you might have to run it back or anything like that?
Winning the state championship was unbelievable. It was awesome. It was so cool to see the seniors do that on their last year. And this year, those seniors last year were an incredible part to the team. So I think the expectation is obviously to go back-to-back, which is something a Westminster lacrosse team has never done. But with that said, the seniors that just graduated were a huge part of the team. So the team is definitely new playing together. But, I think once May rolls around, we'll have some pieces connecting and we can start to figure things out.
And Mason, you talked about it. Obviously, last year won the state championship, took down Lovett, who we'd fell to in the prior year in that same state championship, also a big rivalry game. Talk to me even more about that, the atmosphere, the fans, the games, and just y'all kind of smoked them in that game as well. So I'm sure that was great.
Yeah, that was awesome. Winning a state championship is obviously an unbelievable feeling, but especially that I was Lovett. And that first game, I think that they owned us, honestly. We went into their place and they packed the stands and it was really rowdy, really loud. It was awesome to play there, but obviously the outcome isn't what we wanted. So I think the state championship was a little extra awesome to us because they beat us earlier in the season and they're just Lovett in general.
And I think having Coach Souza playing a team earlier in the season, he was able to get us ready and figure out what they do and do his thing and get us ready for the second time so that we made sure we won the state championship.
And what's it like having a storied coach like Coach Souza? He's been around lacrosse for a long time. How do you see him affecting the players and how you guys play?
I definitely think Coach Souza is one of, if not the best coaches in Georgia. And I think that every year, no matter what talent or how many guys, right now we have 6 guys that play offense. He's going to find a way to get us in the right situation and to get us scoring goals and helping out the defense, like Mason was saying earlier.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I think he's completely known through all the coaches in Georgia, and we all see it why, because of the plays he puts in, everything that he sees on the field. He knows like where people are going to be, when they're going to be there. So I think his experience definitely shows, not only through like plays, but also just through like seeing the like plays move out through in the game.
You talk about Coach Sheeta just being a really great coach overall, but have you ever had any coaches when you were younger that really had a good impact on you, and maybe what did they kind of teach you that you've taken off the field as well?
Yeah, I started playing Thunder young, so I've had a lot of Thunder coaches, but I think one in particular that really helped me out is Coach Mac Pons. I only worked with him for like a year or two, but I mean, he gave me so many connections, gave me so many like ideas to put into my game, and he just tremendously helped me to become a better player.
For me, that was Liam Banks. I also played Thunder, but after a little bit, I stopped playing that, but I continued to work with this one coach from Thunder, Liam Banks, and I think he shaped me a lot into the player I am now.
And both of you guys have been playing lacrosse for quite some time now. What's been your favorite memory, either like on the field or just with your teammates?
I think an obvious answer is the state championship, but I think one thing that sticks out in particular is the pregame when we're all warming up, everyone's trying to focus, and then you hear dueling banjos come on over the loudspeakers. I think that's one of my favorite traditions ever, and it's just awesome to hear that go on and everyone get involved with that.
Going more to like a pregame thing, I love right before we walk out to the face-off X, one of the defenders on the team, last year was Johnny Fritz, now it's Lane Healy, gets the team together and does a chant that we do before every game, and that just gets me going every time.
And then, both of y'all upperclassmen, obviously, Finn, you're senior, and, looking down and maybe the JV or some younger guys on varsity, who's really going to fill that void once y'all leave and graduate, or maybe could even step up a little bit early this year and help out that offense that you were saying only has 6 guys?
Thomas Flores is definitely one option. He got a lot of playing time last year. He's going to be a big role for us this year. And then there's freshman Dean Chaikin. He's swinging with the JV, but he's going to be practicing with us. He's really fast. He knows what he's doing. I think he'll definitely have a big impact in the years to come.
And then on the defensive side, Bennett O'Brien has been crucial for us this year. He's been able to play LSM on their guys' best midi, and so far he's been really good at ground balls and being physical, even though he's only a freshman.
And talking about being a senior, what's it been like stepping up into that leadership role after last year? What are some things that you saw when you were a junior? You're like, you know what, I kind of want to implement this when I'm a senior. What's just that leadership role been like?
Last year, the seniors were very good and great leaders. I feel like this year, our leadership has been able to like get a young team going, and I think that we need to continue being leaders off the field mainly to get our team's spirits up. Starting off 1 and 2, it's really, we can come back, like there's nothing bad about this. We're in a good situation and we need to keep our team's heads up and make sure that everyone stays focused for May.
And then how do you build that team camaraderie? Because that's really important, especially with a young team here. You want to be able to get everybody together. So what have you guys done or maybe plan to do to really get the team to be closer?
A lot of times at summer camp, either the day before a game or a Friday, if we have nothing on Saturday, parents will bring food and dinner to summer camp, and we'll have a meal out there together or go to someone's house and have a meal. And I think just being around the team constantly, and we have a locker room up at summer camp that we spend a lot of time in before practice, just joking around together and getting to know each other off the field in a personal way.
And then how do y'all try to balance, the academics and the athletic side of it? Obviously, it's very challenging to do. How do y'all try to balance that?
Yeah, it's definitely hard, but Coach Souza kind of knows that because he's an honors math teacher. So he plans our practices to start around 4:15. So you have that full office hours period to end the day, and then you have about 30 extra minutes to get any work done. And I mean that's an hour to get some homework done before, and then we get home around 6:30. So I mean you still have a couple hours until you plan to go to bed. So I would say it's definitely hard to balance it, but it's not unbearable at all.
Yeah, Coach Souza's time management with our practice time is very helpful in allowing us to do well in school while also creating a great team.
And if you could look at the schedule this year and point out a game that you're most excited for, you think is going to impact your season the most, which one do you think would be and why?
I'd say the obvious answer is also love it again, because we have 2 Friday games this season, and one of them's Love It. So I think that crowd's going to be awesome. I think the environment's going to be awesome. They're going to want to come out for blood on us because we took them down in the state championship last year. So I think it's just going to be a hard-nosed game, and everyone's going to be out trying to win it.
Yeah, I definitely love it, especially because we get to play them at home this year. And then also Wesleyan, because we also took them out of the playoffs in the semifinals last year, and they thought they were going to do things last year, what they think they're going to do again, and hopefully we can stop them once again.
And for those who want to know, Love It is on April 5th, and then Wesleyan is on February 27th. So make sure to go out and, go support. And then kind of talking about, all the way down the line, that trying to get that state championship, talk to me about how, obviously mentally processing the goal of going back-to-back. Westminster's never done it. How do you try to almost get over that barrier to be like, we can do it, this team can do it, let's go do it?
I think we just have to trust Coach Souza and believe in what he's going to do with us. And even if we do start off a little slow, even last year when we won the state championship, we started off a little slow. We started off with a loss to Fellowship and a loss to Walton. But with Coach Souza, throughout the season, he's going to develop us and create us into the players we need to be to get ready for May. Every time he says to us, just be ready for May, we'll be there, and we're going to win the state championship.
Yeah, like after last night, he specifically said, I don't care what our record is, I want to be ready for May. So that kind of just shows his mindset, trying to form us into the team that he sees that we can be and the team that we know we can be, because we've shown it years past. We have the capability to go out there and win a state championship. So I think if we trust Coach Souza, trust ourselves, do what we know we can do, I think it'll all play out.
You say Coach Souza talking about be ready for May, but that's a nice little mantra to go by. But do you have any other Coach Souza story that really stands out and kind of embodies him as a whole?
Yeah, we all know him to kind of be like this serious guy, doesn't make many jokes, but every time a joke is made between the team, you can kind of see him over in the corner, like laughing a little bit, giggling. And the day before Fellowship, we had a little offensive meeting, kind of going over plays and stuff. And he put in this new play because we thought they were going to do something with the poles they had on the field. And he's like, anyone have any name ideas? And Finn here goes, I have one, Beluga. And Coach Souza is just in the corner just laughing, and everyone else is just laughing. And Finn's like, what's the deal? I want to play Beluga.
Because B and L are very distinct letters that we can hear out on the field. Like, we're screaming, everyone, the crowd's going wild. You can hear, like, Beluga. You hear the B and the L. You know what's about to go on. But then we get out to practice, and we run the play once, and he's like, all right, Beluga, Beluga. And we run it, and it goes well. Somebody scores. He's like, great job. We're not calling it Beluga. Every other play we have is a college team or lacrosse name. So, yeah, Beluga is no longer the name.
Unfortunately.
So talking about getting ready for games, do you guys have anything specific you guys do to get yourselves ready, like a pregame tradition or anything like that?
Not necessarily a tradition, but for the past year and a half, I've worn this neck gaiter. It's like a forest green neck gaiter. I've worn it almost every game, and I'd say that's just kind of like my little pet peeve. I can't play without it. I need it. So.
Mason was talking about dueling banjos earlier, but also in the locker room before we go out. A lot of times I'll be an aux. I got to play some Big X the Plug or Key Glock.
What's your favorite Big X the Plug song?
Probably either Big Steppa or The whole team goes crazy when he hits his aye. I'm from Texas. We all go crazy hearing his little A.
And then talking about yourself on the field, what's one strength and what's a weakness you're trying to improve on?
Personally, I want to improve on, my stick skills with my left hand. I think Mason is really good at that. I can learn from him, using my left hand more. And then one of my strengths is probably using my body inside, by the crease to help finish and score a goal for the team.
Yeah, I'd say my strengths are playing in between the lines with speed, and then I'd say, like Vin said, going two ways, lefty and righty. But something I'd like to work on is when I'm dodging, kind of thinking two passes ahead or trying to see the next guy versus just focused on going to the goal. just kind of play more open-minded in a sense.
And Mason, a couple games ago against Pope, you scored 7 goals in one game. How does that come to pass? Like a double hat trick and then some.
Well, they started out the game putting the LSO on Armstrong. So in that situation, they were like, we're just going to dodge with you every time. So I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. So then I went out there, had scored 3 in the first quarter, and then they pulled me in the second quarter, but then I scored 2 more, had 5 at half, and then they came out of halftime, they locked me off for a possession, and then they put the pull back on me, I scored, and then they ended up shorting me again at the end, so then obviously I dodged again, and it didn't slide, so got the 7th.
Wow. Here's another question.
Sure. I mean, Theis, you always sometimes have some, fun celebrations post a goal. Do you have a favorite celebration you've ever done?
Well, I haven't done it yet, but we've been working on a couple in practice. You'd put the stick between your legs and you'd kind of like act like it's a pogo stick. You get everyone like doing it. It's kind of funny. So
I think we've also been working on one in practice that we've hinted at in the game. The marching band. Everyone gets a different instrument. Armstrong's playing the trumpet. Mason's got the drum. I'm walking around with the clapping.
This is the
cymbals.
symbols.
Yeah, the cymbals.
Who becomes like who comes up with these? Is it just like a team thing?
It's
or-
kind of just like in practice, we're playing around. We've been working really hard, and like it's good to have some fun every once in a while.
yeah, we all kind of put our ideas in, but I'd say Armstrong just comes out with a different one every day. He just thinks of new ones, so I don't know how.
Might have to implement that at baseball. Figure out a way to.
Yeah, and we'll figure out how to do the monkey and the symbols on the baseball field. That'll definitely be something we need to implement. But looking towards the future in lacrosse, talk to us about ending the year strong and also maybe looking to play after that as well.
Collegiate level, he means.
I think ending the year strong would definitely be making it to state at least. But, I mean, if we just trust Coach Souza, work the plays out, trust ourselves, I think things will click out and we'll be happy with however we end the season.
Yeah, I think just trusting the process that Coach Souza has for us. He's done every season so well. It will end us in a good way this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then one final question. We asked all our guests this. One piece of advice to give to a younger you or a younger lacrosse player, what would that be?
I'd say just get working on your own if you really want to succeed in the coming years, because yes, you're going to get better at practice, but you're not going to get better than the people around you. So if you go out to summer camp, go out to a random field, hit the wall, just get anything that you can do in, it'll definitely play out.
I would say when you get that opportunity to finally start playing some varsity games and practices, don't be timid. Just play your game, trust yourself, know that you're a good player, and just do your thing. Don't overthink it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us today, and then also good luck with Whitfield and the important games coming soon.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you guys for coming.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Finn and Mason, so much for coming on. Great getting to talk to y'all, and good luck for the rest of the season. Now moving into some other Westminster sports. Boys and girls basketball last night up at Holy Innocents in the first round of the region tournament. Both teams got the win. Guys won over Stone Mountain 73-39 to make it to the GHSA basketball playoffs for the first time since 2019. I mean, really just tremendous stuff there.
And they played well, too, 73-39 with 17 points from Zaid El-Shahabi. And then also Big Ken Perkins able to make his presence felt in the paint. So a very strong game by the Cats. And then on the girls' side, oh, my gosh.
Yeah, that's
I did
right.
not see that score.
That score's right.
80-12 over Dunwoody High School.
Druid Hills.
Druid Hills.
Yep. The Red Devils. We played them.
DHS.
Our girls' team had played them 3 times in the past 6 days. You think by now you would have caught on. But all region stuff came out. For the girls' side, Stella Chartrand, first team all region. Then Kate Harley and Julia Stallworth, third team. And then on the guys' side, Kyle Coleman and Zaid El-Shahabi, both third team all region. And they'll be playing Friday back at Holy Innocents for round 2 of the region tournament. As well as yesterday, boys tennis took down Walton 3-2, and then the girls tied up 2-2. And then girls lacrosse smoked Mount Perrin 19-7, so a tremendous game by them at home. And then moving back this weekend, it was the Super Bowl. Harrison Butker sets a world record, I guess.
World record for the Super Bowl, right?
Which is still a world record, theoretically.
Sure.
No one's ever kicked a Super Bowl field goal as far as Harrison Butker after he drilled one from, I believe, 47 out.
Well, in that sense, Alex here has the world record for the farthest football ever thrown.
In a suit in a pregame of a specific game. Yeah.
There
Yeah,
you
that
go.
is true.
Yeah, that's kind of stupid. Yeah, I wouldn't call it a world record, but he did set the record for the longest field goal in the Super Bowl. And also pretty impressive, earlier in that game, Robbie Gold set the record.
Robbie Gold.
again.
It was not Jake Moody.
Jake Moody.
Was it Robbie,
Robbie
Gold's
Gold is it's been out for a little bit.
Yeah.
Was he out for like 2 years now?
When was the last time Robbie Gold was in the NFL?
I'd say pretty recently. He might have been on the Giants or something.
No, he was on the 49ers.
Yeah,
but
but
Well, yeah, no, but
when did he leave?
that's what I'm trying to find. Robbie Gold, I think this year was 2022 was his last year there.
It was the last year.
Oh, but he didn't start all those games. He hasn't. Oh, no, who knows.
Come on, Alex.
He
Alrighty.
did start all the games.
Then moving on, this weekend was wrestling sectionals. Robert Krim, Jackson Bailey advancing. They'll be wrestling at state this week, I believe tomorrow in Macon, Georgia, trying to win a state championship for themselves individually. But I think the highlight we would all say for sports was last week, boys basketball versus Druid Hills. The House Center was rocking, in the words of Hayes Carroll, as the boys took down Druid Hills 79-69. And what was a tremendous game. It was loud. It was feisty. I mean, really just such a great game. Ended up with that Brenner McCamey dunk to really cap things off. Really was just a tremendous game.
I think it was the best way to kind of cap off senior night and really kind of encompass the season as a whole, with the entire House Center just being absolutely packed.
And then also the girls' game, too. A lot of fun. Noelle Segreso looking to bring down a three. Unfortunately,
It didn't fall, but
yeah.
she got
She
close.
got close.
She got very close.
It was hilarious. She was at the three-point line and somehow they just got the rebound and kicked it out to her a couple times. So close to making her first career three.
Hopefully she can do that in the playoffs, right?
And then
hopefully we can pack out highs next Friday.
And hopefully the House Center. Hopefully we should be having a home playoff game.
That'll be
which would be
awesome.
tremendous. And since the last time I recorded, swim state championship happened. Girls won their 7th straight state championship. Guys ended up finishing in 4th. So overall great. Plenty of state records. Katie Christopherson gets 3 to her own name. Just a solid way to end off her high school career. 6 of the 12 Georgia State records have Katie Christopherson's name on them.
Wow, that's just dominance right there. And her younger brother will be carrying on the
Yeah.
Christopherson
Her younger
legacy.
brother, I think, was close to setting another record, too.
He set a Westminster record.
Yep. So be sure to watch out for him. We had an interview with him a couple weeks ago. Make sure to go check that out. A lot of fun talking to two swimmers that will make a big impact in the future. And honestly, right now, they're making a name for themselves as well.
Certainly. And then also on Thursday, Westminster had a National Girls and Women in Sports Day. And actually, Finn, who we just had on the podcast here, his mom spoke on it. And Caroline Anderson was able to catch up with Miss Regal to talk more about that. So let's head over to that.
Hey guys, it's Caroline. I'm joined here with Miss Kelly Regal, and we just wrapped up the National Women and Girls in Sports Day panel. And Miss Regal, you talked a lot about the importance of girls having a diverse background of experiences and a diverse background of sports. What do you think having that different background and having a lot of different sports under their belts does for a girl and their sports career?
I'm a strong believer in the life lessons you get from managing multiple sports makes you more competitive going to college, getting your first internships, and getting your first jobs. You learn time management, you learn resilience, facing adversity, how to put team before self, competition, everything you need. And I mean, it helps prepare you and differentiates you from the whole field.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Miss Regal.
All right, and congratulations on your state championship. Fantastic. Go Cats.
Wow, thank you so much, Caroline and Miss Regal. Great hearing about everything there. And then looking ahead for the rest of this week, tonight we have a little bit of tennis action down at the front court. Should be exciting matchup there, especially tennis. Kind of had a little bit of a scratch one out over Walton last night. You know, not that 5-0 mafia they talk about.
It was actually 3-2, and it ended up being really, really close. Some key performances from some younger guys, and Jack Bellardi as well as the Burdell is doing their thing as well. So the tennis team is doing they're moving along as their season's getting on a roll here, and hopefully they can bring back another state championship.
And talking about starting seasons, the boys varsity baseball team is supposed to have the first game last night, or 2 nights ago, sorry about that. It got rained out, not going to get rescheduled, but that's okay. We got some big games coming up. Is Cedartown this weekend?
It
Yeah,
is.
Cedartown's
Yeah,
on
so-
Saturday, but we also have a game on Friday.
Hurd
but
County.
No one cares about the Hurd County game. They're terrible. But
Okay.
At least you don't have to go to
Cedartown-
Hurd County this year.
That's true. And
Oh,
we don't have to go to
y'all were on
Cedartown
JV,
either.
so true. But
Well,
Cedartown wasn't
also-
that far.
Yeah, it is.
It was like an hour and a half. It wasn't horrible. Hurd County was like 2.5, wasn't it?
Okay, I have no clue, but an hour and a half is pretty far.
Who knows? Anyway, before we get to those games on Friday,
But a rematch from last year, Cedartown. We played them in the playoffs.
I'll be out of town in Utah, so I will not be in attendance at that
So
game.
who's going to be taking your spot as our play-by-play?
Who knows? Anyway, moving on to the rest of sports, like we touched on earlier. Wrestling state championship is Thursday, and then also some more action. Girls and boys lacrosse, like we mentioned, boys over at Whitfield. Girls taking on Columbus Thursday, and as well as varsity boys and girls tennis will be taking on GAC, except for the girls' games at Greater Atlanta Christian, the boys' games at home. Kind of interesting there. And then boys soccer taking on Rome at the stadium. So if you want to come out Thursday night, 2 games at the stadium. We have girls lacrosse, and then we have boys soccer there. So it should be a busy night of action. And moving on to Friday, like you touched on it earlier, baseball taking on Hurd County.
First game of the year. Should be very exciting. We'll see. Not entirely sure who's on the bump because Cedartown is a pretty big game. Last year against Hurd County, we gave up 1 hit. So, and we got all those pitchers back, keeping them this year. So
Maybe potentially a Jack Schwartz start, you know?
it could be. Yeah, Jack Schwartz starting.
You're not your
first
typical
baseman.
Friday night starter.
Yeah, Coach Boomer said he's going to be in relief majority of the year just because we need him at first base. Or actually third base, I guess. Yeah, because
It's been a lockdown over there.
he didn't get any plays in our first scrimmage. But yeah, he's been locked down. 0 errors so far.
Let's go.
Talking about the rest of those sports there coming this Friday. You have, obviously, the region tournament will continue to go on then. And then track, a little bit of inter-squad action Friday night. And then moving on to this weekend, continuation of the region tournament. Hopefully, both girls and guys will be playing that first place game on Saturday at Holy Innocent, trying to become region champs. That really would be something. And then, like you mentioned, baseball taking on Cedartown. The time has officially been released, 1 p.m. So a little bit of afternoon baseball here in February. And hey, if you really want to go see Westminster take down Lovett, you go see JV boys lacrosse take on Lovett at 10:30 a.m. on Saturday.
10:30 on a Saturday, you know, get up, get some coffee, head over to Lovett, see some good lacrosse.
Hey, that exact same team's taking on St. Pius at 9 a.m. So if you want a
Yeah,
allotted,
doubleheader.
no, Westminster JV boys lacrosse starts out versus St. Pius, then takes on Lovett.
Nothing like a JV doubleheader Saturday morning. Remember that last year at
Yep.
St. Pius?
I do remember
This
that.
one is also at St. Pius.
Yeah,
St.
but we played
Pius.
St. Pius twice, and it was so boring because they ran out of pitching. And so we faced a kid legit throwing 50.
Interesting. Well, that's all here for sports. Oh, well, I mean, the Super Bowl obviously happened. Chiefs got the win. Pretty exciting game.
Oh yeah, I mean we were all able to watch
yeah.
it. It was pretty fun to watch. It was a pretty close game.
We're proud of Harrison Butker, but oh my gosh, I'm so tired of Patrick Mahomes winning.
Yes.
You are a Patriots fan. You got everyone in the entire country mad at
Yeah, you know
Tom Brady,
why
and now
I'm-
when it's finally not on your side, you're seeing what it's like.
Yeah, you know why I don't want Patrick Mahomes to win?
Why?
I'm fine with the Patriots not winning or even coming close. I hate that Patrick Mahomes is getting close to Tom Brady. That's like the worst part.
Honestly, I hope he passes Tom
I
Brady.
might have to say right now, Patrick Mahomes might be the GOAT.
Dude, Patrick Mahomes has won 3 and 7. Brady won 3 and 4. So
Just saying, he might be the GOAT.
Did he win 3 in his first 4 though?
Yeah.
Even without starting his? Did he start his rookie? He came in. Yeah, no.
Tom
Yeah,
Brady won
Mahomes
3
didn't start his rookie year, so
Yeah, but he's won 3 in his first 7.
who knows?
I do.
Alex,
You could
doing
also
the
say he's won. I
research.
think he's won 3 in the past 4 or something like that. That makes him.
I don't think that's. I don't think he won 3 in the past.
I think he's won 2 in the past. He's went back to back.
Yeah, 5. 3 in the past
for
2024, 2023, 2022, 2021, 2020.
True. Although it's also, challenging with, the Super Bowl being, the next year and whatnot with all that stuff. And, I mean, spring training starting up, baseball coming back into action, national pastime. That should be exciting. Basketball, couldn't tell you what's going on there.
The NBA,
They had some trades.
They're making some moves here. The playoffs is usually towards the summer, so we are having some fun when it comes to basketball.
Mm-hmm. And
they have a pretty long season too.
Only
2002, 2004, 2005. That's 3 and 4.
congrats.
Alex.
You're welcome.
Also, you weren't even born then. You want to talk about? Should we talk about Bart Starr's NFL championships?
What?
It's before the Super Bowl existed. Bart Starr, I believe, has won a lot of national championships. Here we go. How many national championships this guy got? This is the beauty of before there was such a thing. I don't even know. Yes, exactly. Although the Packers did win the first Super Bowl against the Chiefs. But
guess what? Tom Brady won the.
he's never won a Super Bowl against the Chiefs.
Yes, he has.
No, he doesn't.
The Buccaneers
play the Chiefs in the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, the Bucks did.
Oh, they did.
Oh yeah, he did. I forget about that.
Patriots never beat.
Yeah, the Patriots have never beaten the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. How does that make you feel?
I mean,
Does that make you sad?
two AFC
I know.
teams, they
It's
can't play each
physically
other in the Super
impossible. We're just tossing random arguments out here. Anyway, is that all?
Yeah.
It is.
All right.
Yeah. Congratulations to Harrison Bucker, Truman
Yep.
Jones.
Yep.
Winning another Super Bowl is very impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. Make sure to show up for all those sports. Lots of stuff going on. This transition between spring and winter. And thank you. And as always, go Cats.
Go Cats.
Go Cats.